To maximise your competitive edge as a martial artist, you need to do strength training. But working a 9-to-5 job and already attending a bunch of martial arts classes per week leaves you with little time to spare. Trust me, I'm in this exact position myself, and I've had multiple clients that have struggled with this exact problem. And so in this video, I'm going to go over multiple strategies that you can use, which me and my clients use, in order to make the gym plus martial art combo possible. And not just to make it possible, but to make it possible without spending every waking hour of your life outside of work in the gym. And to make it possible without getting burnt out. So let's get started. So what do you actually do? Well, you want to ensure that you're gaining strength, and for this there are generally 3 types of strategies that I would recommend. Number 1 would be that you do a shorter gym session as often as 6 days per week. This is very compatible with a push-pull leg split, so doing 2 push sessions, 2 pull sessions and 2 leg sessions per week. Strategy number 2 will be that you do a medium-sized workout as often as 3 to 4 days per week, and this is very compatible with an upper body lower body split. So about 2 upper body sessions per week and 2 lower body sessions per week. And last but not least, strategy number 3 will be that you have big workouts when you've got them, but that you only do them for about 2 to 3 workouts per week. And this is very compatible with doing a full body split. So for those 2 or 3 workouts that you do per week, you go in and you do a full body session. By the way, if you want loads of strength training tips that you can easily integrate alongside your martial arts journey, feel free to join my free 30-day email newsletter in the description down below. But those are the general 3 strategies I recommend, and what you choose depends on multiple factors. Depends on, your training experience, your weekly schedule, depends on what martial arts you do, right? Depends on your strength and performance goals, depends on your injury history, and obviously personal preferences. Now personally, I find that my clients make the most progress and that they enjoy training the most when all of these factors are taken into account when I design their program. But if you're sat there now thinking, okay, these are some interesting strategies, either doing 6 days or 3 to 4 days, 2 to 3 days per week, I wonder if this would work for me. Here are a few questions you could ask yourself in order to get better clarity around this. When it comes to training experience, right? Are you experienced in the gym? Have you been going often? Are you familiar with a bunch of different exercises and how your body responds to strength training? Or are you more new? In the case where you are more experienced, you can sort of choose a bit more what you want to do. Whereas if you're more new, I would recommend going less frequently, maybe 2, maybe 3 sessions per week, starting at this end of the scale. When it comes to your weekly schedule, right, do you have time to train before work versus after work? Do you have time to train before versus after your martial arts classes if it's in the afternoon, right? Do you have time to fit in medium to large sessions during weekdays, or do you only have time for these larger sessions during weekends? Also, do you have a consistent and rigid schedule that is the same from week to week, or do you happen to have a schedule that changes more often and is more unpredictable? Because in the case that you have a more consistent schedule, you have greater freedom, right? You can make a plan and it's perhaps easier to stick to it. Versus if you have a more randomized schedule, right, and it changes up more frequently, it's often easier to have a program where you're supposed to do fewer sessions per week because you can sort of move them around a bit more freely. But the negative side of this is that if you then miss a workout, let's say you're only supposed to do 2 or 3 full body sessions per week, if you miss one of those, that's a higher percentage of your overall training than if you just miss 1 out of those 6 push-pull leg sessions. So that's something worth considering. Then when it comes to martial arts you train, right, do you grapple? Do you strike? Do you do a bit of both, right, like MMA? Because this also matters in terms of what to focus on in your strength training, and it matters in terms of how fatigued you get, right, and what type of fatigue often sets in, how your training sessions in the martial arts gym look. And then when it comes to your strength and performance goals, right, do you want to focus on maximizing your strength? Do you want to build muscle? Do you want to maximize your endurance? Do you want to do sort of a mix of all of these factors together? And then when it comes to your injury history, do you have any injuries preventing you from doing particular exercises or preventing you from going at a certain intensity? Perhaps needing some extra attention, whether it's prehab or rehab. That is also important to keep in mind, right? Maybe you have some joints that would require a period of time where you have higher frequency of training, but you have lower intensity, and perhaps that would favor a 6-day per week split. Also, personal preferences, right? There are a bunch of things to consider here. Like when it comes to workout duration, are you the type of person that enjoy larger gym workouts where you go in there and feel the pump and do a bunch of exercises and just hammer it out, get a bit lost in the gym? Or do you prefer smaller, more focused and efficient sessions, right? Going into the gym, doing your thing and then just heading out as quick as possible. and then time of day, right? Do you enjoy training in the morning versus training in the afternoon and evening? And then for the training style, like, you enjoy calisthenics, what about street lifting? Maybe you want to focus on bodybuilding, or maybe powerlifting all the way, or perhaps a hybrid approach where you like a few things there and a few things there and you like to mix and match. And last but not least, this is perhaps one of the more important questions as well. Like, do you enjoy to build strength and build muscle and hammer on the weights? Or are you the type of person that wants to maximize the time on the mats for martial arts and minimize your hours in the gym, but just do enough in order to be competitive and keep up with the rest of the pack during competitions? Important thing to keep in mind. But regardless of what strategy you end up choosing, make sure it fits you and it fits your schedule. And a little bonus tip, try to make your workouts as fun and enjoyable as possible, because this helps with keeping consistency high. And this is often related to exercise selection, right? Choosing exercise that you enjoy. Not only this, but choosing the right exercise is also important for managing fatigue. For example, when we're looking at accessories, should you do one set all out till failure, or would it make more sense to do 3 sets of an accessory in a more structured approach? If you want to learn exactly how to approach this as a martial artist, click this video right here.